Jabir, R. narrated, on the day of trench Umar bin al-Khattab, R. came, cursing the disbelievers of Quraysh and said, O Allah's Messenger, I have not offered the afternoon prayer and the sun has set. The Prophet, PBUH, replied, By Allah, I, too, have not offered the prayer yet. The Prophet, PBUH, then went to Buthan, performed ablution and observed the afternoon prayer after the sun had set, and then offered the sunset prayer after it. Sahih al-Bukhari 2590, he was so indignant for this failure that he invoked Allah's wrath on his enemies, and besought Allah to fill their houses and graves with fire because they distracted him from observing the afternoon prayer. It was narrated by Ahmed and Shafi'i that the events of that battle detained him from the noon, afternoon, evening and night prayers, but he observed them combined. The different narrations point to the fact that the situation lasted for a few days. Muqtasar Sirat ar-Rasul p.287, Sahih Muslim 1-227. It is clear that, and because of the trench standing between the two parties, no direct engagement took place, but rather there were military activities confined to arrow hurling. Consequently, the fight claimed the lives of a small number of fighters, 6 Muslims and 10 polytheists, 1 or 2 killed by sword. During the process of fighting, Sid bin Muad was shot by an arrow that pierced his artery. Perceiving his end approaching, he invoked Allah saying, O Allah, you know nothing is closer to my heart than striving in your way against those people, disbelievers, who belied your messenger and banished him from his town. O Allah, I deeply believe that you have decreed that we should fight them, so if there is still more fighting to go with them, let me stay alive in order to strive more against them. If it has settled down, I beseech you to ignite it again so that I breathe my last in its context. Sahih al-Bukhari 3591, he concluded his supplication, beseeching Allah not to let him die until he had had full revenge on Banu Qurayza. In the midst of these difficult circumstances, plottery and intrigues were in fervent action against the Muslims. The chief criminal of Bani Nadir, Huyai, headed for the habitations of Banu Qurayza to incite their chief Ka'b bin Azad al-Qurazi, who had drawn a pact with the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, to run to his aid in times of war. Ka'b, in the beginning resisted all Huyai's temptation, but Huyai was clever enough to manipulate him, speaking of Quraysh and their notables in Al-Asail, as well as Ghatfan and their chieftains, entrenched in Uhud, all in one mind, determined to exterminate Muhammad, PBUH, and his followers. He, moreover, promised to stay in Ka'b's fort, exposing himself to any potential danger in case Quraysh and Ghatfan recanted. The man went on in this manner until he later managed to win Ka'b to his side and persuade him to break his covenant with the Muslims. Ibn Hisham 337